I've created a new account on the Forge, and I'm going to be taking this noob into an endgame stacked account, all while not spending a single penny. I want to experience the struggle of a free-to-play player, and my only goal is to complete the main Sensei Moro and Captain Rowan questline. With that out of the way, let's start by taking Sensei Moro's first quest. Our first goal is to get to the second world, the Forgotten Kingdom. But first, I need to roll my race. I got pretty lucky here and got Dwarf on the first try. Dwarf is a really good race for mining, so this will be really helpful as we start. Also, let me mention that if you're still earlier mid-game, you can use this video as a progression guide. Anyway, I started by mining some pebbles until I had 6 ore. I also took a few quests from the NPCs at the entrance of the cave, and after mining a little more I went up to forge my first weapon. But first I took this quest from Bard, which is a really easy early game quest that grants a lot of experience. Anyway, I forged my first and second dagger. Also went and upgraded my pickaxe. Now I'm going to be doing the Bard quest I was talking about earlier, in which you need to take a left here and find this hidden hole. Once you go in, go ahead and take this guitar and bring it back to Bard. You get 500 experience and $1,000, which is really great early game. He also gives you a key that I forgot to use. Anyways, I then completed the second tutorial quest. I got a helmet and some leggings. It was now time to upgrade my pickaxe. I could have got a better one, but I didn't because I'm saving up for the Stonewake pickaxe. Honestly, you don't need to get this pickaxe, but I just decided to go for it. Also, make sure you're claiming your index for some free money and experience. I finished the basics of mining quest, which doesn't really give much. I then finished up my Sensei Moro quest, crafting this decent dagger in the process. Also crafting a chest plate for index and another helmet. This finished up my quest, which got me to level 9 and got me enough money to get another pickaxe upgrade. First, however, I enhanced my dagger and also put a rune on it for this quest. Now I could unlock the portal to the second world by talking to Wizard. Before I went to the second world, I went and got the pickaxe I was talking about. It mines slow, but it does a lot of mine damage, and honestly, this isn't even really worth it. I just got it out of curiosity. Anyway, I just reached level 10, so let's head over to the second world. The game basically starts here, so we're now starting the fun and grindy part. First, talk to Sensei Moro and Captain Rowan and Sensei Moro again to get their quests. I also got this hidden quest that gives like $10,000, but low-key it took too long, so I just gave up on it. I needed 30 banana nights, and from 5 minutes of using potions I only got 6. I did get some other ores though, so I crafted another dagger. Also, let me just mention that in earlier mid-game you usually want to craft lighter weapons such as daggers and straight swords with a high multiplier, because you don't have enough good ores yet to craft a heavy weapon with a high multiplier. Use your best ores on a light weapon like I'm doing now. This isn't usually the case for armor, however, as heavier armor has a lot more defense. You can usually dump a bunch of ores to craft armor as long as the multiplier isn't too low. I'm also crafting for index right now. Heavy armor like this knight helmet give a lot for index. Also made a double battle axe and a colossal sword for index. This allowed me to get the cobalt pickaxe, which I went mining with for tons of ores. I then forged the ores into some gauntlets. Also put a miner rune on my pickaxe. Now it's time for mining again. I'm also doing my Sensei Moro quests in the process, and Captain Rowan too, because they give a lot of money and experience. Also, I killed some easy mobs for index like that elite death axe skeleton and this blazing slime. After mining a little more, I went back to the forge to craft a battle axe, knight leggings, a knight chest plate, and another battle axe to sell for money. Crafting battle axes with 21 ores is the most efficient way to make money out of your useless ores right now. Now it's back to the mines. Also did some combat quests. I hit level 30 now, which means I unlock another race slot, and so I rolled for a race. I rolled Goblin, which is nice because I can get a discount on my next pickaxe. Now I'm gonna craft some equipment to sell for money so I can buy it. Also, I crafted a new weapon. Got a pretty decent katana. For this last bit of money I'm gonna sell my current pickaxe, but since you need to have at least one pickaxe at all times, I went and bought a cheap pickaxe and sold my current one. And finally we can get the mithril pickaxe. You should jump to this straight from the cobalt one, skipping the titanium and the uranium. Anyway, now we can mine basalt veins, which give a lot better ores. Also, I forgot to put on a title, so I'm gonna do that. Also, I'm gonna re-roll off Goblin because I already bought my pickaxe. I got Golem first try. Golem is a tanky class which gives a bunch of health and some damage reduction, so it's pretty decent. With my new mithril pickaxe, I went AFK for a bit at the entrance to the volcanic depths, where 2 basalt veins spawn every time. After filling up my stash, this is what it looked like. I forged the bad ores into weapons to sell as usual. After a bit of deciding, I forged a new weapon, this time a crusader sword. Not a huge upgrade, but since I used iron and rivalite, it has some good traits on it. By the way, rivalite gives up to 20% critical chance, and iron gives up to 15% increase in damage for a 10% decrease in health. I was trying to craft a heavy helmet here, but ended up getting a mid chest plate. I only had enough for a medium helmet, and I got pretty lucky and got a samurai helmet. Also put a rune on my great sword. Back in the mines, I started the grind again. After filling up my stash, I started crafting stuff to sell. And back to the mines, I finished another quest. Also, I'm gonna stop crafting weapons to sell and just sell the items because it takes too long. I reset my stash again and finished another Sensei Moro quest. And another quest. That was enough mining, so I started doing a combat quest. That skeleton finished up Captain Rowan 4. Back to the mines. Sensei Moro 7 finished. After resetting my stash, I decided it was time to upgrade my pickaxe. So I went back to World 1 to unlock the gate I forgot earlier. Inside of this gate is my next pickaxe. The Arcane Pickaxe, one of the best pickaxes in the game as of now. I don't quite have enough money yet, so I'm gonna do this Bananite quest I gave up earlier. As I mentioned before, this quest gives $10,000, which will help contribute to the $125,000 we need. Now it's time to do the pickaxe strat again. This gives a little over enough to buy the Arcane Pickaxe. With this we can now mine every ore in the game. Let's go test this out. Anyway, I'll be going AFK here for a bit. If you don't know already, this is one of the best places for going AFK, although there's usually a bunch of people here. After filling up my stash again, I decided to forge a little bit. But actually I decided I needed more ores, so we are back in the mines. I decided to go down to mine some volcanic rocks for the first time, and the literal first volcanic rock I mine, I get this. I got the best ore in the game just like that. Anyway, back to mining. Since I had a lot of ores now, I decided to forge some stuff. The first of which was supposed to be a chest plate, but I ended up getting leggings. Pretty good nonetheless. Next I'm gonna craft a helmet. I got a normal knight one, which makes it worse but still decent. And now it's time to mine again. That's enough mining for now, so I decided to enhance some stuff. Also, I figured Golem was kinda trash, so I rolled off it, but I didn't get anything good. Now I'm back on grind for the ores. Also, it's double luck weekend right now, so I'm getting a lot more legendaries. After a bit I decided to try and craft a chest plate, with a 70% chance, but of course I get another pair of friggin' leggings. So that's basically like an hour in the mines wasted. Guess I gotta grind another hour for a chest plate. Also, my great sword was low-key way too slow in the volcanic depths, so I had to craft a straight sword. Enhanced it and put a rune on it too. Now I can slice these goons up. But I'ma keep mining. I went for another chest plate with a 77% chance. Back to the mines again. Finished another Captain Rowan quest too. Also, since I had like a 30 defense doo-doo chest plate, I used some random stuff to craft a way better one. Put some runes on my gear. I then forged a dagger with 2 Darkrite and iron. Darkrite is usually for armor, but I wanted to see if I could get a really OP dagger because Darkrite has such a high multiplier. And really overpowered, it was dealing 48 base damage at only 0.35 attack speed. After enhancing it and putting an attack speed rune on it, it became even better. It also has a life steal rune. This skeleton finishes up the Captain Rowan questline. Put another rune on my pick. Now I'm gonna AFK here for a bit. Now time to go for another chest plate. And this time I finally got it. Also put another rune on my dagger. More life steal and attack speed. Time to mine some more volcanic rocks. I did this new Demonite quest out of curiosity. It unlocks the gate to the demonic pickaxe. Anyway, back to mining. Last core until we finish the Sensei Moro questline. I decided to craft a better helmet before we end the video. Second try. Now we have a full end game armor set. Sold my old equipment. Here's a final gear showcase. Ty for watching till the end 3. See y'all in the next one.